Okay, so what we're looking at now is the number system for guitarists. So when we talk about the number system, you'll often hear musos say, we're going to the 1, we're going to the 6, we're going to the 4, we're going to the 5. So this is really translating what those numbers mean, how to work them out, how to find them for whatever key you're in. Okay, so you just need to know the key you're in, and then these numbers will tell you which chord you're playing. Okay, so a little quick thing you'll need to start with is a major scale. We'll go over it quickly now, but to learn it properly, go to groundbreakcreative.com, go to our guitar beginner lesson page, and you will find the lesson on there for this, or you'll find it on my YouTube channel, but probably easier to find on the website. But just a quick recap. So we will look at A major, starting from our A, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are our numbers 1 to 8. So what we do is we take that scale and we make it into what's called the harmonized scale, where each one of those notes gets made into a chord. So A would be A major, B, our 2, would be B minor, our C sharp there, which is our 3, is also minor, our D, which is our 4, is a major, our 5E is also a major, okay, our 6, which is here, which is our F sharp, we will play here, and that will be a minor. Okay, our 7, will be a G sharp, which is a diminished chord, but we won't worry too much about that at this stage because they're hardly ever used. The 7 is more commonly used in another chord that we'll look at a little bit later on. Okay, but yeah, the diminished, because it's a funny sounding chord, is very rarely used. Okay, so the easiest way to remember all that is 1, 4, and 5. 1, 4, and 5, all major. 1, 4, and 5, all major. Everything else is minor unless it's a 7. Okay, but again, you won't see a lot of 7. So what we want to look at is the patterns that those make. So let's say A is our 1, and again, this pattern just moves. So we're going to give you the pattern, then you just move it around the neck, okay? So if A is our 1, in other words, if our 1 is on our E string, okay, then straight underneath it is going to be our 4. 1, 4, okay? A tone up from there, so if we were to step from there to there, is our 5. So that's 1, 4, 5. Okay, so our 6 would be another tone up from there as a minor, or alternatively, I can come a tone and a half below my 1. Okay, so 3, of course, is straight there behind our 4. And 2 is just a tone up from our 1. So that's an easy way to find where those are. 1, 4, 5, 6, or 6, 2, 3, or 3. You can just keep coming up. Okay, so that's with our root note on the E string. If our root note was to be on the A string, so let's say it was D, was our 1, And when I say our 1, that's the key that we're in. So we're in the key of D. Okay, then straight above is our 5th. So 5ths and 4ths are kind of opposite. So the 4th of A is D, and the 5th of D is A. Okay, so if you did the circle of 5th things in one direction, you step up in 5ths. If you do it backwards, you step down in 4ths. Or up in 4ths. Yeah, confusing. But anyway, straight above is 4, which puts 5 up a tone from, sorry, straight above is 5, I'm confusing myself now. Straight above is 5, tone up is 6, which is our minor, 4 is down a tone, so you've got this pattern 1, 5, 6, 4, nice and simple, 3 of course, straight behind or from our 1, 1, 2, 3. And 6 also, again, a tone and a half before your 1. And 7 is, of course, right before your 1, just one note, 1 fret before. But normally when you'll see that in a slash chord like this, which becomes a 5/7. Cool. So we'll look at those. Let's look at them now. Right. Okay. So you with a slash chord. So for example, our 5/7. Our 5 from D is A. So I'm going to play the 1 and 3 of A, and then I'm going to play the 7 as the bass note. And that will lead me up to the 1. So the other one, what's the other one? 4/6 is the common one. So if that's our G, so straight underneath, that would be our 4/6, because that's our 6 there. That's our 4 straight below the D. Cool. And then you'll get the other ones. What would you have in that key? So you might have a 1/6, which is a little bit more complicated, but from your D, that's a D, play the 5th straight above, and then play the 6 on the low E. So those ones are a little bit less common, but you will see that sort of thing. Okay, so I'll get now onto the open chords for acoustic players. But it's really good to keep those patterns in your head, whatever guitar you're playing. Okay, so if we're doing this with open chords, so same thing, let's say we have got our G as our 1. Okay, so the G shape is our 1 chord. Straight underneath is our 4. If we would come up a tone to here, it would be our D. E minor is going to be our 6, so that's a tone and a half before our 1, so that makes our E minor. So our 2 would be an A minor. 3 would be a B minor, so B minor, and that is all of them. So then if we had our 1 on our A string again, so let's say we had a C shape, we'll put a C. Then our 5 would be a G. Our 4 would be an F. Our 6 here would be an A minor. Our 2 would be a D minor. And our 3 would be an E minor. Okay, so those are some simple shapes that you can use, and then when you want to change key, you can just use a capo. So if I want to play in the key of B, I know I've got a B here at my 6th fret. So what I want to do is put the capo where it's going to be the equivalent of my nut here. So I'll put that at 4th fret, and then my 1 is my B. 4, 5, 6, and then 2, 3 would be that B minor shape. And again, that's all of them so that's for the root note on the E string there. So then I just do the same thing, so we'll move around the neck a bit. So if I wanted to play in the key of D, say, and I want my 1 here, I could go capo 2nd. So remember, I'm just keeping that spacing that I want to make these chords fall in the right place. So my 1 would be my C shape. So I could use that C if I wanted to, depending what other chords I'm playing around with, but normally I'd probably use that one. So that would be 1, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 'Cool. So it is handy to always have that first set of chords we did with these positions, to always have that in your head where those fall, and it helps you to picture as you're doing this the chords that you're playing and the chords that you want. Cool. So that's kind of covered the use of a capo at the same time as covering this number system. So now when we talk in numbers, we know how that works, we know what we're talking about. It takes a little bit more practice to be able to do this stuff on the fly, but keeping that picture in your head is the best key to be able to do that. So if you're in the key of E, someone goes 5, you know that that's the note straight above, which is a B. 6, C sharp minor, 5, A. So just by picturing the guitar neck, it's easier to work out where those things are.